Welcome, and thanks for tuning in to the latest installment of the Driftr Podcast, Flights, Miles, and Abroad, with your hosts, Brandon Boone, Kiera Sandoval, and Brian Fontenelle. Learn how to maximize points, new interesting places to explore, stories from fellow travelers, and get your traveler questions answered from our weekly podcast.
And we back for another episode.
What's happening?
Hey y'all, how y'all doing?
Man,
That's how I'm doing.
you doing this like that?
Man, nah, I'm good though. How y'all doing?
I want to make a sound too, but I don't know what my sound effect would be for how I'm doing right now. I'm doing good. I'm just tired, man.
Yeah, same here, man. This South by Southwest is right around the corner, and we got so much going on.
Ooh.
It's like I'm so busy.
Yeah, no kidding. Too many events. But guess what? Drifter's going to have an event, though.
Oh yeah,
I'm excited. I wish I could go out there, but
It's lit.
tickets are crazy.
No kidding. So, Drifter's going to have a live podcast show
What?
at the Austin area Jazz Festival's events during South by Southwest EDU. So, you can catch us on Saturday, March 10th at 6 p.m. Central Time. Central. Because we live in Texas.
Right.
Now, if you're on the East Coast, that's 7 p.m. If you're on, did I say the right one?
I'll be
East
confused
Coast
every
is 7
time.
p.m. West Coast, you can catch us at 4 p.m. So we're going to have a live show. We're going to take audience members. So if you come down for South by Southwest, come check us out. We're going to be, where is it, downtown Austin?
Yeah. I can't remember the venue, but let us know. Hit us up.
Yeah.
Hit us up on Instagram. Hit us up on Twitter. Let us know you're gonna be there. Let's connect, man.
Yeah, 'cause
That's what South by is about.
it's all about the connections.
So
baby.
we excited.
Yep. All right, here we go. We're going to be at the Rosewood Park and Recreation Center. That's located on 2300 Rosewood Avenue. So please come check us out. Shout out to Encore ATX. Shout out We Are Geeks of Color and Six Square, all participants in helping to put on this event. So we're really excited to hear from y'all, sharing travel secrets so that way you can take advantage of travel. But most importantly, we get to connect with you in person. So
Bam.
we're going to get to see you. So it's not just the face behind the Slack or the pictures behind the Instagram or Twitter accounts.
Right.
It's the in-person relationships.
Yes, we want to meet you.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Let's do it. Y'all ready for the show?
Lego.
Yep.
Let's do it. All right. So we're going to start things off as we always do. We're going to move quickly into our cards and points segment. This is a segment where Brandon and I break down credit card strategies for you to be able to take advantage of credit cards and credit card points so that you, the savvy traveler that you are, is going to be flying first class flights, if not anything better.
Right.
But most importantly, using points and miles so you don't have to come dollars out of your pocket. So we're going to have a strategy for you today. And the card that we're going to focus on is we're going to stick with American Express. And we're going to stick specifically on business cards because there's more benefits sometimes when you use the business version of a personal card. And also, you don't really have to have a business per se. But we talked a little bit about that in past episodes. So for today, what card are we going to focus on today, man?
Today we are talking about the American Express Business Gold Card.
Ooh, I love that card.
I bet you love them all.
I know, but I think this one of my faves, like one of them.
So some of the major benefits of this card is 3 times points on the category that best fits your business. You also get no preset spending limit. There's a 50,000 membership rewards points after you spend 5,000 in the first 3 months. So that's a pretty good bonus reward for Amex. And there's also a $0 introductory annual fee for the first year, and then there's a $175 fee after the first. And then Brian will get into a little bit of hidden benefits that Amex have for this card.
Yep. So when we're talking about the American Express Business Gold Card, one of the reasons why I like this card is because you get a 3X category from where you can maximize points. And remember, the strategy for credit cards that you're using whenever you're trying to get in the points game for travel is all about how you spend your money. It goes deeper than just having a credit card that you like or it has some nice benefits. It's about where your dollars are going so that you can maximize the benefits. So the card, of course, is made for business, but there are a couple things I like about this card. So let's go talk about real quickly the 3X points category. You only get to choose one. So you got to choose wisely, but you get the chance to choose every year and you can change it. because whatever you choose out of the 5 is your 3X category. The other 4 get 2X points. Then you get 1X points and everything else. So when you're talking about this card, the 3X categories are airfare purchased directly from airlines, U.S. purchases for advertising and select media. So like if you do Facebook ads, or if you're doing Twitter, doing Instagram ads, YouTube video ads, Google AdWords, all those types of advertising, you can get up 3X points. You can get 3X purchases on shipping. So if you're going to UPS and FedEx a lot, you happen to have maybe selling t-shirts online, you have your own boutique. Hey, this is the card for you. You can also get 3X at gas stations because we know that y'all be doing road trips. Some of y'all do. But gas stations can add for 3X. And then there's also U.S. computer hardware, software, cloud computing purchases made directly from select providers. So you have to buy a computer or an iPad, you get 3X points. Now, as I mentioned, for the rest of the other categories, depending on which one you picked as your 3X category, the rest get 2X. Then everything gets 1X points. So,
quick question. So,
talk to me.
Can you switch the category, or once you pick that one category, that's it for the lifetime?
You have once a year to change it.
Once a year.
So I think around every January 30th, I get an email that says, hey, if you haven't checked your category, we're going to pick the one you did from last year.
Gotcha.
So you have the ability to change it. So having 2 of these cards, I use them in 2 different ways. One, I happen to run a foundation, and my foundation gives a scholarship of technology devices. When we have to make a purchase of these devices, bam, I'm getting 3X points on that.
Ooh.
So I'm traveling based on giving scholarships away. The second piece is that I can also use it for advertising or airlines, which when the American Express Platinum did not have 5X points, it made the most sense for me to buy airfare through this card because I could get 3X points. Now that's kind of changed to doing a little bit more advertising or gas stations because, I think about how much I spend on gas in the course of a year, and 3X points on that would help. So I definitely love utilizing that those extra categories and using the 3X on depending on what I really use the most. But outside of that, like I said, there's a zero introductory fee for the first year, so it makes it really good. Then it's $175 after. You can also add employee cards and have employee benefits as well. So if they happen to buy, the primary card holder picks the 3X category, but if you have employee cards and they're buying in those 2X or 3X categories, you're getting those 2X, 3X points.
Nice.
So think about it in a family business, it's great, right? If I pick gasoline and we're all buying gas on this card, those points begin to add up a lot really quickly. So that's kind of my strategy on how I utilize this card. But as I mentioned, it's part of like my trifecta of having a gold card, platinum card, and then having some type of everyday spending card. So when I think about it from a business standpoint of view, the American Express business trifecta that you can utilize is the American Express Business Platinum card, which we talked about last week, the American Express Business Blue card, which we talked about a couple weeks ago, and then combining it with this card, you can really take advantage of those extra categories and make sure that your spending goes into 2X or 3X categories.
Well, there you have it. Another Amex card that you need in your inventory.
Get it in your wallets.
Get those points.
Get the points, y'all. All the points.
And what did you say the introductory offer was right now? 50,000 points?
Yep, it's 50,000 after you spend 5,000 in the first 3 months.
Okay. And the annual fee is what, 95?
175 after the first year.
175.
Yep.
Okay. Gotcha.
Not too bad.
Yep. And then also another feature that a lot of people don't know about the American Express charge card is that after you've shown like a good ability to pay your bills, they also have a pay over time feature, which allows for you to take certain parts of your total balance and use it as like a traditional revolving credit card. So it also is just something to throw out and just mention about this card. But for the most part, that's my biggest reason why you're using the benefit. Now, this is one of the unique cards where the American Express, not Business Gold, but American Express Premier Rewards Gold card has a $100 airline fee, which this card doesn't. So it's one of the times I've seen like the personal card version of this card have more benefits than the business version. But I like having that 3X points that you can choose the category, because the personal card, it's specifically airfare, but on the business card, you actually get to choose a 3X category. And
you know what, Brian? It's actually funny that you mentioned the extend pay for the Amex, because I actually got something in the mail yesterday that if I sign up for the extended pay offer, they'll give me 10,000 points on my platinum card.
Get those
Excuse me.
points.
Get the points.
So I'll go ahead and sign up for that, and all you have to do is sign up.
That works out.
Right.
Shoot. But yeah, and then of course, when it comes to points for the American Express Business Gold Card, they're in the American Express Business Rewards program, so you get all the points transferred to your favorite places. Do not use them for Amazon or gift cards because that's not the best redemption. So there's another points earning card. Like I said, it really helps you to make your trifecta when you're looking at the business versions of cards you can use for American Express. So that's the skinny on it. But I've seen Target offers as high as 75 for this card.
I need that.
Because I ended up getting, I think that was my offer, was 75,000 points. I think on $3,000 spending. So look out for Target offers. They really try to hit you with them. I think every time I've ever incorporated a business, American Express has sent me an offer for the business gold card. Like literally a week after my business got incorporated, boom, I got the offer. They sent me some type of offer. So I think they love this card more than we love this card. The same.
Okay.
But yeah. So yeah, like I said, that's a skinny on the business gold card. Another card you should add to your wallet. You have any more questions about how to utilize the card? Feel free to chat us. Hop in Slack. Man, our Slack's been growing too, though.
Oh yeah.
I've been seeing people ask for that invite all the time. So come to driftertravels.com/Slack. Get to join into the conversation with us. And so that way we can learn a little bit more about how utilizing cards and points and give you some personal tips from our own personal experiences. Make sure to join into the Cards and Points chat. So that's where we have most of our discussions on it. If not, you can join us always in the main channel for Driftr Chat.
Every week, the Driftr Podcast features dialogue and stories from our travel community. Real stories from real travelers. If you want to join our travel community, please visit signup.driftertravels.com. Have a question about the podcast? Want to submit a question of the day or a topic for consideration? Send an email to podcastinquiry@driftertravels.com. We would love to connect with you.
All right. So y'all got the lowdown on the American Express Business Gold Card. Hopefully it's another card you'll add to your wallet, take advantage of the extra categories, and really utilize it so that you can get points so that you can be able to travel the world in style, first class, and whatever you want to. Now, we're going to transition our show to the next session where we have an amazing story of a place that you should go to. Kiwi breaks it down every week on a place that you should travel to. So for today, Snack Attack, where are we traveling to?
So this week, guys, we're gonna go travel to Melbourne, Australia.
Woo-hoo.
And the reason why I picked Melbourne is because most of the people that I know that visited Australia, they actually say that Melbourne is their actual favorite city in Australia, and I hear that more than Sydney all the time.
Really?
So here are the top 5 things that I learned about Melbourne. Number 1, Melbourne is the capital of Victoria, and Victoria is actually a state in the continent of Australia. Did you guys know that Australia had states and not like countries?
Oh,
No,
what?
I had no idea.
Right.
Yeah. So Victoria is a state in Australia, in the continent of Australia, and Melbourne is the capital of Victoria. And Melbourne is actually the second most populated city in Australia, and Melbourne actually has about 4 million people. That's a lot of people.
Oh, boy.
So I was wondering, I was like, okay, exactly where is Melbourne in Australia? So Melbourne is actually in the southeastern part of Australia, way down at the bottom of Australia, and it's like basically on the tip of Australia, and it's right across from the island of Tasmania, and it's also, I guess you could hop a short flight to New Zealand because New Zealand's right across from there as well. So it's all the way to the southernmost point. So if you fly into Sydney and you want to go to Melbourne, because that's probably what I would want to do, the flight is about 1.5 hours from Sydney. So from what I read, from LA to Australia, it's about 14 hours. We go to Sydney. I guess Sydney's like the popular destination point, and then you take another 1.5 hour flight to Melbourne. So just keep that in your mind when you're booking your travel. The second thing I found about Melbourne is if you're interested in the Aboriginals, the Aboriginal area or the people are actually around Melbourne. and you can actually go to different different cultural centers, different heritage centers for the Aboriginal. So there are different places called the Aboriginal Heritage Walk. You could take it's a garden tour that you can take. There's another building called the Bataloo Cultural Trail, which has sacred sites for the Aborigines. There's also the Bunjalika, excuse my pronunciation, it's a cultural center. And there's also a place called the Warren Gundajij, which is at Tower Hill Wildlife Reserve. So if you want to see some wildlife and go on a reserve, you can go there. So there are different types of wetlands and wildlife reserves and et cetera for the Aboriginal people there. So if you want to learn about the Aboriginal, or if you have an interest, that's where you want to go. Also, a lot of people like to go to Phillip Island, which has the penguins. You guys seen the little penguin march? You heard of that before or seen it? Well, that's where it is. It's in Melbourne. So, okay. And that's actually about 90 minutes from Melbourne. So it's the home of the penguin parade. And actually, when you go out there, they have different types of tours. They have self-guided tours, which you can go. You can just, get your book or look online and do your own tour. They have guided tours, and they also have like high-end tours. They have like high-end tours where you can like go hang out with the penguins or helicopters or whatever you want to do. Or if you just want to, you're on a budget, you could just, plan your own self-guided tour. In addition to seeing the penguins, you can do a 90-minute adventure tour and see some seals. I thought that was pretty cool. Ooh. Or you could go to the Koala Conservative Center also. So, besides penguins, you can go see some koalas and some seals, which I think is a good idea. The next thing, which I thought was the most interesting, there's a place called the Great Ocean Road. You guys ever heard of that?
Nah.
Teach me something today.
Right.
Okay.
I'm listening.
So it's called the Great Ocean Road is considered one of the world's most scenic drives. And actually the pictures look really, really nice online. So on this road, there are rainforests, waterfalls, you can go surfing, you can do mountain biking, you go to vineyards. And there's also this place called the 12 Apostle Creed or 12 Apostle Rocks. You ever heard of that? Mm-mm. And it kind of looks like Stonehenge at the beach.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Because Stonehenge was dope too.
You guys want to go look up Great Ocean Road, but there's it's basically like the best scenic road you can take with all types of different activities you can do. You can do balloon rides as well. You can go to vineyards, you go to restaurants, rainforests, waterfalls, beaches, surfing, et cetera, et cetera. You guys know I like to do surf classes when I can, so I would definitely go out there and try to hop the waves out there. So look that up. That might be something you want to do. And then just we like to, when we do our trips, we like to tag on to like other countries if we can. So my fifth tip would be for Australia. Australia is a perfect gateway to Southeast Asia or go to Asia. You can go to Bali from there for a few hours. You can go to Vietnam. You can go to Cambodia. You can go to Japan. But also, you can go to other places like the Fiji Islands or New Zealand or the other islands out there. So if you happen to find a glitch or you get your points up and you get a flight out to Australia, try to see if you can get another flight to Bali or Vietnam, Cambodia, Japan, the Fiji Islands, New Zealand, Marshall Islands, and et cetera, et cetera. So that's it.
Man,
dope.
I've been dying to get to Australia. I'm trying to hit all 7 continents, and so that would be close.
Yeah, so I have Australia and Antarctica left, and we tried to get that glitch earlier in the year to go to Australia, but of course they didn't honor it. Right. But definitely next year is something I'm trying to do.
Oh yeah, that's on my list.
Yeah, so I definitely want to hit up Melbourne. The Great Ocean Road sounds like something I would want to do. I would want to do a balloon tour, a balloon ride. I definitely want to go surfing. I want to go to waterfalls and rainforests. So I like that idea.
Is it expensive out there?
I heard it's a little bit expensive. The Chinese buying everything up.
Iceland expensive?
I don't think it's Iceland.
Oh, all right.
That is the global standard.
That's the new level.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
You expensive, but you ain't Iceland expensive, though.
Yeah. It's not Iceland expensive.
Gotcha.
So, yeah. I told you guys what I did after Iceland because I'm such a nerd sometimes.
What?
Like, I, downloaded all my charges from my credit card and, separated them into, different tabs and, did all my expenses for Iceland compared to all my expenses here in the United States, and it was, totally different. It was, way too expensive. But
really?
It is what it is, yeah. So, I don't think I really spent any money that month, and all my money went to Iceland. And, I didn't really buy anything. I had, 5 charges from Iceland. and it was just really high. But whatever, we had fun, so it was an experience.
Right.
So that's it. So hopefully, a glitch will come and we can go to Melbourne.
Hey,
We can make it. We can make it a trip.
Lego.
Or prices on the low.
Right.
Prices on the low.
I mean, I would definitely go to Melbourne and then try to go to New Zealand while I'm there, or try to go to Fiji.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
All right. So now we're taking a trip to Australia. How many of y'all want to go now? I know I do.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, I was already
Hands up.
sold, but then you sold me even more.
Right.
Snack attack.
I was so quiet taking notes. I was like, dang, I ain't know all this.
Yeah.
Penguin March and like seals and
Teach a brother something.
Right.
Something new.
Yeah,
All
the
that
12
noodle.
Apostle rocks look cool. Definitely want to do that.
Yeah, definitely. So, man, now that we're talking to you about the American Express Business Gold Card with strategies, and we've given you all of the reasons why you need to go travel to Australia with the quickness, anytime there's a glitch or a good deal out. Now we're going to go into our last segment of the show. The last segment of the show is our roundtable discussion, where we discuss things that are important to you as a traveler, and some of the things that you have questions about, and the things that, it just makes up for a good conversation for debate. And so for today, for this show, the topic that we're going to focus on is going to be, what do you do when BAE Don't Fly?
ooh,
Huh?
Ooh,
BAE
Wait,
Don't Fly.
BAE Don't Fly?
Wait. I'm sorry. You said what?
It said BAE Don't Fly.
Like
BAE
they
don't
scared to
travel.
fly or they don't want to fly.
BAE don't like to travel.
What?
Oh, then that's not Bay.
Can you shut it down right there? It's like, oh, BAE don't travel? Oh, sorry. You've been replaced by Michael B. Jordan.
And you know why that
Oh,
person couldn't
man.
be Bay? Because I like to go out of town. I like to travel. So I don't want to hear anybody's mouth like, oh, you going somewhere again? Or why you going there? What you want to go there for? We can go to Virginia Beach. Oh, we can go to Williamsburg. Or we can go to Ocean City. No, thank you. That's not mine.
She has never
That's not going to
experienced
work
this
for me.
Right. What if they had a legitimate reason though? Like they had like a shocking, life-changing event happen to them
maybe like a death in the family on the plane or
or something. I don't
Something
know.
like that.
Experience a terrorist attack while over somewhere. I don't know.
I think that changed the dynamic of things then. Because, I mean, kind of like you, I like to travel. I think travel has been a very enriching thing for my life. And so when I look at travel, I mean, I think about what travel has done to me from a positive standpoint. Travel has been one of those things that's really helped me grow as a person and helped me see things about myself that I had no idea. But it's also the bigger thing of taking in other cultures that I've been able to apply to my own life, whether it be from a personal standpoint, a relationship standpoint, a business standpoint, a spiritual standpoint. It helped me gain appreciation for things. So if I had a BAE that didn't want to travel, but if they had, like you said, like a legitimate reason of why, like a thing that, really kind of hurt them, then I think there would be a way of working out some kind of compromise. But I don't know. If
True
like
that.
just somebody that's like, hey, I just don't travel, period. I'm just kind of like, how do I say this? Bye? No.
Boy, bye.
But I don't know. It's like on a real note, like if I had somebody who just did not travel, I could also attribute it to maybe is it that they didn't have an experience of traveling while they were growing up. Maybe they didn't understand like why traveling could be important. Maybe they just need the right experiences to, help open up their horizon, right?
Right.
Because, we are, and I don't say this in a boastful way, we are some unique people, right? We've gotten the chance to travel to like 20 countries. That's a lot of privilege when you think about it, because not everybody has that type of experience. So our appreciation travel is a lot different than the people who probably comment on our posts, why you be traveling so much? How much PTO do you get? Like, why you be going all the places? Can't you just sit at home?
You must be rich.
You must be rich. You got a lot of money. You're so rich. No, it's just like, no, maybe they just haven't had that one experience. Like, I'll never forget the first time I traveled out the country, and what it did to my little world was open it up farther than I could ever imagine.
That's facts.
And then I could never go back to thinking how I did before. It was like too small for me. The horizon of what I believe was deemed possible was much bigger. So, I mean, I think I would do a little bit more investigation. And it depends on if we could both be flexible to me. Like, you know, a relationship takes two to work. So it's really finding some type of compromise. So it'd be like, okay, maybe we may not travel like, you know, we get out the country like 3-4 times a year. But maybe it's just like taking that one trip out the year. And it may be that one trip they get inspired. So, you know what? I like doing this. I understand now why you have it.
Right.
So, but if it's just like a straight up, no, never going to try it, not going to do it. Nobody died in my family from a plane. I ain't been in a terrorist attack. I ain't going to be there.
That's a no. Yeah, because it's like a mindset thing. Like, that means they not on your level.
Right.
So you shouldn't downgrade yourself because that person don't want to upgrade themselves.
Yeah, I think people would. I think honestly that if you take the time to get to know somebody, like two people that are in a relationship are going to share things with each other, right? If not, you're not coming to a relationship for the right reasons, in my opinion, personally. But like, if my thing is travel, hopefully I can share that with you, and we can do that together. Something that we do as a couple or relationship, or if not, you know, if we can't share that, like, I'm like, okay, we'll find other things to share, maybe. But hopefully, I learn something from them. They share something with me, but this is my contribution to sharing for us.
Right.
So, yeah, I wouldn't exactly write them off, but it's just like, let's see what kind of compromises there.
Not wifey though.
Yeah, wife got travel.
We can be friends.
We can make acquaintances.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, I've actually had an experience recently where, you know, that person only traveled for work, and it was just, you know, domestic travel. So it was like every time I was going somewhere, oh, you going somewhere this weekend? Where are you going now? Are you going away again? Oh, you always going somewhere. You can't ever stay at home. And I was like, wait a minute, this is a problem.
Wait a minute.
And they had a passport, and they had been out of the country before, and they were actually from another country. And, you know, I just got the third degree about everything. So I don't think it will work for me if it's, you know, an issue that they've had with a family or a terrorist attack. Then that's something different. Then that's something we could probably talk about and work on, you know, when they're ready, that we could travel together. But, you know, you just meet someone that bullheaded that just doesn't want to travel at all, or they just scared to get on a plane because they're just, you know, so country they can't get out of their old ways. Then I can't deal with that. That's me personally.
That's a good point, Brandon, you brought up, because I didn't even really think about it from that point of view.
Yeah.
Like, what if
Something
somebody...
to think about.
Yeah.
I feel like that might be an extreme example.
Hey, it happens,
But I
though.
mean, it's possible.
bit.
It's possible. It's possible. You know, nothing is new under the sun, so it's possible. But I just feel like I met more people that just don't want to go anywhere than, you know. But I feel like within the last year or two, with social media, especially Instagram and Snapchat, you know, more people are actually open to traveling because they've seen other people go places, and they've seen the pictures, and they've seen their friends that they didn't think would travel are actually going places now. And now you see the flights for $99 to Europe, or $299 to Europe, and you see the flights that people are getting for glitches when you got the Etihad glitch for $199, you know? So I think people are opening up more to travel. So, you know, maybe those people that don't want to travel now, they'll be open to travel in a year or two or a couple of years with more exposure to it.
I'm hoping so, because it's become, like you said, a big thing. And the cost of travel has gone down cheaply, especially with invention of things like Airbnb.
Right. And Uber and everything like that.
Yeah, so, I mean, you got to look at it. There's much more to do. Because I definitely know turning up in a club in the same city for me has gotten a little bit boring as comparison to go experiencing somewhere else. So you find some type of outlet.
Right. And, you know, also with technology now, you know, like what we talked about last week, when you go out of the country now, you know, you can buy a SIM card and you can still call and text people like normal. You know, back in the day when I'm old. So back in the day when I used to travel, you know, I had to go to an internet cafe, and people heard from me when they heard from me. And there was no mobile, there was no cell phone, there was none of that. So, you know, my family heard from me when I was in Europe, whenever I got a chance to call, which wasn't that much. So you can stay connected all day, every day now.
Yeah, that's a good thing, too, talking about that.
Yeah.
You definitely can stay.
FaceTime, Skype.
Skype, WhatsApp.
Right.
So, I mean,
Facebook Live.
I don't know, it's something about just taking BAE on the trip and going to experiencing a new country that it's just, I don't know. It's just something that you really enjoy.
Yeah.
So I just couldn't imagine not sharing that because that's a big, I think, part of my identity.
Well, I think this is a no for all three of us.
They gonna travel somewhere. They gonna go up the street,
Right.
or they gonna go to another state. But we going somewhere. So
Are you gonna get up out this house?
yeah, we getting up out of this house. On the real.
On the real.
Yeah. So it'll happen soon. Well, all right, y'all. Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of the Driftr Podcast. We hope that you enjoyed and are enjoying our podcast. So leave us reviews on all of your favorite podcast sites. You know, you can listen to us now from a variety of different places, whether it be iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, Mixcloud, TuneIn Radio. I'm trying to think. YouTube. Stitcher. There's
so many.
So many places now. We keep trying to expand it so that we can make sure that you can listen to us in the ways or the methods that work best for you. So we're still working on Spotify. Spotify is a little bit hard.
Come on, Spotify.
Come with it, man. That's why I use.
I love Spotify.
That's why I use Apple Music. See, Spotify don't love us. Ooh, shots fired on the podcast. But no, please leave us a review. Come online to our website and leave us reviews. Let us know. Stay in touch with us. We want to hear your questions. We have a specific portion of our website where you can submit your questions. So we want you to submit questions so that we know exactly what kind of things you want to hear in the podcast. We can answer your questions. And just most importantly, we're going to get people on the show eventually too. So we want to be able to have you come in, tuned in, and give your thoughts to travel and your experiences so that other listeners worldwide can take advantage of the knowledge that you have. So make sure to visit driftertravels.com. As always, chat with us on Slack, join us in the Slack group so we can be able to have good conversations and dialogue and answer things that you may have from a week-to-week basis when you're not listening to the podcast. So make sure to share us out. Make sure to join us in the community. But most importantly, travel safely and travel as the savvy travelers that you are based on the knowledge that you're getting from our community and more. All right, guys. It's been fun with you. This is, again, one of your co-hosts, Brian Fontenot.
Brandon Boone.
And Kiara Sandoval.
And we out, y'all.
Peace.
Bye, guys. Have a good week.
Have good weeks.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Driftr Podcast, Flights, Miles, and Abroad. Enjoyed the show? Make sure you review us on iTunes. Share the podcast on social media with your friends, family, and fellow travelers. Want to be featured on our podcast or have a question about travel you need answered? Visit driftertravels.com/podcast to learn more and to be a part of our show. Be on the lookout for our next episode. Until next time, Driftr family, travel safe.